there, Richard here from the Tradervue team, and in this video I'm going to show you how to get the most out of Tradervue. So after you have imported all of your trades and you have also explored multiple functionalities, features that Tradervue has, there are a couple sections or a couple functions that we encourage our traders to use more than others. And the reason why, it's because they provide with a lot of insight, they provide the trader with a lot of value, and a lot of information for them to improve moving forward. So with that being said, let's take a look at one of those features. The first one is the tag breakdown, which you can find by going to reports, then clicking on tag breakdown. And so basically, the tag breakdown is a report that provides you with all of your tags and its performance. So for that to happen, you have to make sure that you have all of your trades imported and also all of the trades tagged according to your multiple criteria. Um, and that's something very personal that each trader has to decide. But for example, this trader has multiple trades tagged with different criteria. As you can see here, we have catalyst equal yes, catalyst equals no, wedge pattern, which is a type of setup, high short float, and low floats. So one thing that we can do here is sort by gross P&L. And right away we can see that this trader it's doing well in high short float trades that has wedge patterns, setups, or formations, and that has a catalyst or news behind. One thing to keep in mind is the amount of sample size, which is the count, and also the volume, which is the amount of shares traded. So right away we can see that this trader is doing well in this types of setups, and also we can see that the trader is not doing that well in low floats, so maybe he should avoid low floats moving forward. Um, and also catalyst equals null, which means that the trade is not doing well on trades that don't have any catalyst behind. So this is information you can get very easily as long as you're tagging your trades and using the tag breakdown. So another section that could bring a lot of value to your trading is the drawdown section. So let's go there. We have to make sure that we are in the report section, then go to drawdown tab. And so here we can take a look at how the drawdown of our P&L basically behaves overall. So first of all, we have some statistics here. We have the average drawdown is $18.85. Average number of days in drawdown is 8. Average trades in drawdown is 1. And so the biggest drawdown is $42 with 4 cents, and number of days in drawdown 53. So right away we can see here by this number that this trader is currently going through a drawdown. And if we take a look at the P&L moving average chart, we can see that by the P&L line or the moving average line, we can see that the trader is currently going through a drawdown. However, we can see that the first half of the year has been like a great year for this trader, in which the P&L has been increased significantly and exponentially, actually. And so in this case, for example, I will suggest to the trader that he reviews his process and take a look into what could be happening that it's affecting his drawdown. It could also be that the market has changed, which is the reason why some traders go through some drawdown. However, this clearly indicates that something is not right, either in the process or with the market behavior. Another thing we can take a look at is performance by day of the week. So basically, this chart is telling us that on Thursday is where the drawdown increased the most. So maybe this trader has something going on specifically on Thursday that doesn't allow him or her to trade in the zone, so to speak. One thing that the trader could do, for example, is avoid trading on Thursdays. However, that is, it's a case by case and it's a very personal thing to take a look at. Tradervue basically helps us identify those things in which we need to improve and what we need to do more of, basically. So let's take a look at another section that could bring a lot of value to our trading. So let's go to detail section or detail tab, and then we can look for price volume. So basically here you can see all of your trades break down by price and volume and performance, of course. So for example, here this trader, as we can see, is doing really well on trades between $2 and $50, specifically between 20 and 50, and some between 5 and 9.99, which is 10 basically. So basically this is telling you that your niche or the niche of this trader it's on low price stocks, basically lower than 50 at least, and it's best performance comes when he trades stocks that are between 20 and $50. So basically this trader should be doing more of that. Also, if we take a look at the amounts of shares traded, we can see that when the trader is trading between 20 and 500 shares is when he performs the best. And so here we can also see performance by in-trade price range. We can see that if the in-trade price range is between 5 and 25, the trader usually does really well. And so if you by any chance need to understand a little bit more how this section works, you can always click here in the bottom where it says price volume reports help, and it can give you all the information that you need to understand this section. So one section that I like to take a look at right away is the instrument section. So if we scroll over, click on instrument, right away what we can see is our best 20 trades and our worst 20 trades. And so this is basically an invitation for the trader to review his best 20 trades and his worst 20 trades and get the most out of that. Basically see what you should be doing more and see what you should be doing less. And so one thing that right away I like from this trader is the fact that he is doing his biggest winner. It's almost 5 times bigger than his biggest loss. So that is a good indicator. That means that in terms of risk reward, this trader is actually doing pretty well. And so if we scroll lower, we can then see more information that could be a lot of value for the trader. We can see, for example, here performance by instrument volume, which is basically the performance based on how many shares the stock traded during the day the trade was executed. Here we can see that when the day closed and the stock traded between 2.5 and 10 million, basically, that's the trade that usually performs well for this trader. So long story short, this trader specifically needs liquidity in order to perform better. So we can also see that in low liquidity stocks, the trader usually don't do really well. So there are more metrics here that provides us with a lot of value. But one that I like to look at, it's the performance by instrument opening gap. Here, for example, we can see that when the trader is trading a stock that is trading or that it's gapping up more than 2%, usually those trades do really well. We can see kind of similar performance in stocks that are gapping lower than, between -1% and +1% or 1% basically. Another one that I like to look at, it's the performance by instrument average to range. So basically this gives us a good understanding on what stocks we should be selecting in terms of average true range. So for example, this trader, you could say that almost the higher the average true range, the better it performs, except when it gets too high. But there is a very low sample size in this case. And so if we scroll lower, we can then see more information that could be of a lot of value to our trading. However, if you want to get in more detail on how each instrument reports works and what information is telling you, you can always click here, Instrument Reports, and it should take you to a web page that provides you with all the information you need. And so the last section I want to talk about is the market behavior section. So if we click here, market behavior, this section was basically created for those traders that want to compare the performance versus the market behavior overall. And so we do recognize that the market is represented by multiple ways or multiple financial instruments. So that's the reason we allow our traders to select the ETF or the index that basically the trader would like to have as a market behavior representative. And so with that being said, we're selecting the SPY, which is a good indicator of the overall market. And so here we can see multiple information from this trader. We can see performance by SPY movement, performance by SPY opening gap, and performance by SPY date type. So right away what we can see is that when the SPY is performing positively, the trader is also performing well on his trades, which basically indicates us that this trader might be more of a trader that is trading in the long side, so a bull trader basically. We can also see performance by SPY opening gap, which basically is telling us that when the SPY is opening, when the SPY is gapping higher, that it's a good indication that the trader will perform well during those days. But also we have performance by SPY date type, which is telling us that when the SPY is having an inside range or outside range day, the trader will usually perform well. And the contrary, when the SPY is having a trend down type of day, then the trader will not perform that well. And again, you can find more information about this in the market behavior reports help section by clicking here below. And so we're continuously looking for ways to improve Tradervue. So if you have any feedback, suggestion, you can always reach out at support@tradervue.com. Also, you can reach out if you have any question or would like to know more information about how for example, a functionality works or a section works or any report. You can always reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you.